the first organization जिसने कि इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर के साथ इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क्स जो बनेंगे उनमें 4 जगहों पे जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी के हवाले से हमने गवर्नमेंट को प्रपोजल सबमिट किए हुए हैं। उसके ऊपर एक्शन भी हो रहा है, जिसमें कि गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में वहाँ पे एक इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क बनाने की बात हो रही है, एक पेशावर में इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क बनाने की बात हो रही है, और 2 जो है ना वो बलूचिस्तान, एक गवादर में और एक फौजदार में, जहाँ जहाँ पे ये इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क बनेंगे उनके अंदर स्पेशल जोन लैंड क्रिएट किया जाएगा, जिसको डेडिकेट किया जाएगा जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी के साथ। और हमने ये मामला टेकअप किया हुआ है रेलेवेंट प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट के साथ। तो आपको ज़्यादा परेशान होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। इस हवाले से हमने अपना रोल अदा किया है और इस गिलगित बल्तिस्तान को उसमें उनका शेयर मिलेगा, ये हमने now, Dr. Ilalla, I have 3 questions. But before I ask my question, I would like to appreciate that the way you enlightened us about the benefits of CFEC. It's wonderful. So we are thankful to you. Thankful to you. My first question is that I gathered this information that this CFEC is not a country-to-country phenomenon. Rather, it's a regional phenomenon. When you are talking about 6 corridor, it means it's a regional development. And based on let's share prosperity. It's wonderful. But I wonder that Central Asian republics are not included into this program. Why? Because if you are looking at a region perspective, then naturally, geographically, it comes and should come in the embed that this corridor is extended to the Central Asian republics also, because there are already we are doing a great amount of business with Central Asian republics. The route is through Afghanistan. Number 2, while we are talking about the development in holistic form, when we want to develop certain areas, whether it's a sector as a whole thing, then education and educational institution, training programs, and naturally an infrastructure and requirement for that particular improvement, education is not being mentioned. Either you have missed it or it is not made part of this program. So we would like you to tell us about that also. Number 3, I'm very, very happy that you mentioned the development of Marble City in Mohammed Agency as part of CPEC. I would like that to know that on similar pattern, gemstone mining in Gilgit-Baltistan should be made part of this program, because 80% of the stone that we are talking of, they are coming from northern part of Pakistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I just have a quick, want to respond to what you are, happiness or unhappiness. So I think the plan, which is already started, which is start at 2030. So the big map actually is what with the 6 corridor. The first one, Chinese put a great effort for Pakistan. What's the reason of that? I mentioned to you earlier. We have a more than 65 2-3 generation relationship. We are like iron brother and sister. So the first corridor in the world, we put all the facility, fund, money, expert, all in Pakistan, which no doubt. And then the planning, what I, in different level to show you that what's the expansion road, energy, or economic. So this is step by step. For 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, will be happen on the planning. Jewellery is not only the one task under the planning, but it plays very important role when the 1, 2, 3, 4 is finished. Then we can enjoy the benefit for economic zone, for overseas investment. We can draw more people. We can have an internal mining. We can get the mining resources. Let the overseas people come here for polish and make sales. We create more sales. So education, we need to prepare. We cannot say the last minute I go to university to study a course. I actually can do anything. So the education will be a very long task, but we need to start as soon as possible. For the Jewish session, I'm coming from Jewish session, for 30 years. Education cannot to be start for last minute. And then we all need to prepare. So I wish that your association, your company, the Gems and Jewellery Development Company, can pay some attention for some area. Education the first, and then we match with the government policy in future. After you have good education expert, what I mentioned to you in earlier before the event, we have some exchange for the student. If you have a good Pakistan designer or some gemologist or some people, we can do some exchange with China, with Hong Kong, and with Europe or Italy. We have an exchange Pakistan good people for overseas to learn it. That's I can promise. Second, the economic zone. Actually, this is planning from government. You can see all the planning is under the paper. It's already planned. According for this direction, if you are ready for the people, if you are ready for the facility, if you are ready for the infrastructure there, so you just put the young people 20, you put in the vocational training center, you want people, train 50 people. You have 20 people, train 1,000 people. So you can join force for the jewelry, for the cutting, designing, wherever so many facilities, you can put all the effort resources in the training immediately. It's not last minute. And at least all the people is well-trained hand, good for the identification, and then good designing, have a global vision, go to Italy, go to Hong Kong, go to China, they know how, what the market is. This already training your people to be upgraded. So I wish, Gem and Jewellery Development Company can join force with Hong Kong or China or wherever other countries like Europe or Italy. We can benefit more in our next generation for jewelry and gentle working people. That's what I want to share with you. Okay. Are you okay? Are you happy about the answer?
Thank you. I would like to add something, sorry. No, yes, but actually, like you just gave a very brief introduction and some information with regard to CPAC and all the things related to that. My suggestion would be to you, irrespective of all the political affiliation that some people might be having, the puzzled questions and everything that you get to listen in every seminars and thing about CPAC is because the Ministry of Planning and Development is not providing relevant information of the investments being done in different sectors. Like my friend, gentleman sitting in the front seat when he asked about the Gilgit-Baltistan investments. Now this is something that it is not over the news and everything, but it is something for sure that naturally CPEC starts from there, and there are one hell of investments being done there in the marble infrastructure, everything. But since he naturally he is a representative from there sitting here, so he is something over there. So I would request Dr. Ellen, from your platform, from your affiliation with the Chinese different companies as well as the government being invested in CPAC, you should request the Ministry of Planning and Development in Pakistan to share relevant information of all the investments being done in this economic corridor. Whereas in Pakistan, we only get to hear that it is the CPEC, this and that. Whereas I know that it's a century-long project, introduced by President Xi Jinping. It's a century-long project of the Belt and Road Initiative. So the people here need to know everything about it, so they can also invest if they want to do it.
Thank you very much. First, I have this idea because I was last month in Nanjing. Nanjing is one of the cities in China. We talking about One Belt One Road. Actually, the focus for the talking is encourage more Chinese people come to Pakistan for investment. So I'm one of the speakers. But there was some lawyer on the stage, which is Pakistani. And after the talk, he come to me, Dr. Allen, I really want to get a PowerPoint because I never know the information what you get. So I believe that for your request, I try to send this information for some party related to see if he can use the different channel to deliver some correct information for you. Because this information actually we are coming from the government for the promotion session. And then all the figures, all the things is unified from different city of the Pakistan information. So I try to request what to request for the government. But I believe that this is a golden line for like your age, like 20 to 40. Because what I mentioned before, 18 to 40 is the age for around 50% for the population now in Pakistan. So that age of the people should be a lot of increase or achievement in coming their life for 30 years. So if the CPEC is coming to be running now, another 2-3 years, a part of the infrastructure road, tunnel, waterfront, hotel, some hardware is already built. So it's start can do some business for overseas. So I hope everyone pay attention for this project from the government. The government love you very much, and then everyone wants to see the Pakistan to be the world platform, to be one of our brothers. And then I believe the young generation should be paying more attention, for go along with the government for this direction together. Try to work hard, of course pay hard together, and then to build your country to be the best, the living in Pakistan people. And then sometimes I saw some good people, they go to America, they go to Hong Kong, they go to China to work. They're very smart in the banker, very top level in the industry. So I always ask them, why you are not going to Pakistan? And at the time, it's the Pakistan political is not stable. But today, government commit to do something. China government commit to help brother to be better in future. I hope everyone will speak this message to some people around you, to tell people work hard more, the chance coming waiting for you, the golden life together in coming 5 to 20 years for your next generation. I hope we can see you when the Pakistan develop more. I come often, even I come next week for other projects for the infrastructure. But I hope you believe your country can do it. That means you can do it. And then I hope you have this belief your country will be the best in future. God bless. I'm sorry, I just have a time limit. So if you have any question, I'm happy about it. After the seminar, we can talk 2 hours. It's no doubt for me. But I don't want to run the other speaker. So let's get on to the other speaker first. And then thank you very much for your interest. We can share more in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the feedback. Jewelry appraisal is a science always as an part and essential part of gem and jewelry businesses. Our next topic is procedure and techniques of appraisal of gem and jewelry, which will be presented by our respected guest from USA, Ms. Mona Miller. Ms. Mona Miller is qualified from GIA and has extensive experience in jewelry appraisals. She is the director of Pacific Gem Lab and certified from Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisals Practice. Instructor at the Appraisal Foundation, she is also instructor in Valuation Sciences and Art History at the university level in USA. She is an education instructor, American Society of Appraisers. I would like to request to Ms. Miller, please share your knowledge and experience to this very important topic of gem and jewelry industry.
Good afternoon. I believe it's afternoon. Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here. It is my first time in Pakistan, and it is a beautiful country, and above all, it's beautiful people. So with that, I'm going to be going and talking about appraisal theory and procedures. I know it's a little different in every country and every region, but what it is, it's a profession. And what is a profession? It is a shared body of knowledge and vocabulary. Within the jewelry industry, we have our own vocabulary that we know that we're familiar, that we're talking about, but to the consumers out there in the world, they're not as familiar with our vocabulary. So as a professional appraiser, you need to communicate that to the public. Also, in a profession, you have specialized knowledge and training. As Dr. Lau and all of us here, we talk about education. There's never enough education. And I'm a big advocate of that in every aspect of the industry. Also within our industry, we have codes of ethics that we should follow. That is very important. That it sets a standard and sets us above and beyond a lot of different other industries. And within the jewelry industry, it's very important to have a code of ethics and understanding of what we're dealing with and the material. So what is a valuer and appraiser? A valuer appraiser is one who is expected to perform valuation services competently and in a manner that is independent, impartial, and objective. As an appraiser that I've been doing for the last 35 years of my life, you have to be independent. You need to be impartial and objective. You have to know what's going on out in the industry so that you can communicate and share your knowledge with the others. When you're becoming a gems and jewelry appraiser or a valuer out there, what you need to do is that your basic is to have gemological education. You have to know what you're looking at. You have to know the gemstones. You have to know the colored stones. You have to be able to identify them. You have to have knowledge in manufacturing, how it's made, where it's made, when it was made. You have to be able to identify different styles and periods out there, because as times change and styles change, so does the jewelry. I specialize in period and antique jewelry when I'm doing my appraisals. I have a staff of other people, but you have to be able to acknowledge if it was made in the 1700s, if it was made in the 1800s. That's part of your body of knowledge when you're doing an identification. During an appraisal, you do an evaluation and you do evaluation. And to put that all together, you have to have writing skills, that you have to be able to communicate that to who you're doing the assignment for your appraisal. A lot of the basic equipment that's needed to be an appraiser, to do these types of perform these tasks. You have your microscope, your gemological instruments, you have to have your diamond masters, you have to have a library of information. What is an appraisal? In the United States, we have a lot of different standards out there. I actually teach in China, and they have different standards, and there's all over the world. But as an appraisal, is an unbiased, supportable determination of a defined value by a person trained in research and analysis. That is just not going for gems and jewelry, but it has to do with any type of object, tangible or intangible, out in the world. And that appraiser is knowledgeable about the property being appraised and its class, acts in accordance with accepted and professed standards of practice. This is a definition from ASA, which is the American Society of Appraisers, and it is an international appraisal society that we have our morals and standards, and I have belonged to that society for quite some time. Also, the definition of an appraisal is an act or process of estimating value and opinion of value. This definition comes from the Uniform Standards of Principal Appraisal Practices. This is what we have to follow within the United States. You also, internationally, there is the IVS standards, which is the International Valuation Standards, which is very similar to the USPAP standards that we follow in America. So the appraisal, what you're going to be doing is when you're doing it, you're being objective to what that product is. You're going to identify it because you're going to investigate and look at the piece. It is what it is. I was talking to some people yesterday, and within Pakistan, it was very nice to hear that you're starting with hallmarking of your metals and your pieces that helps an appraiser or an identifier like myself identify and place where it was made. When you're doing an appraisal, why are we going to be doing this appraisal? Why is your client, or why are you wanting to have this done? You have to have that understanding of what it's for. Because in order to have the intent, you need to have why they're having it done, is to determine the type of value that you're going to place on that item when you're doing the appraisal. The type of value is going to depend on if it's going to be a liquidation or if it's a replacement of that type of object. So what is the roles of an appraiser? We're a witness to the existence, the condition, and the methods of that piece, of the construction methods. You are going to you're going to witness that it does exist, it was in existence, or of the like. Also, as an appraiser, you're going to be identifying, you're going to identify and understand its market. You're going to be doing an evaluation, which is identifying what that object is.